Hi, I'm Kathy Barker from Software Solutions, and I hope you're enjoying these videos. Please like and subscribe these videos so that we know that the content we're creating is appealing to you. We have just looked at filtering and editing interactions and how important that is to be able to narrow down to the information you're interested in. But the other really powerful feature in Power BI is its drill through capability, which is missing from programs such as Excel. What I'd like to do is first of all start by making a duplicate of one of our pages. I'm going to go to the net and freight cumulative page we made earlier. I'll right click and duplicate this page, and I want to double click its name and call it on order drill. And I'll also edit the text box to say on order drill. And I effectively want to delete all the visuals, click and delete, click and delete, click and delete, except for the text box. Now what I'd like to do is add a column chart. So I click on a blank part of my report canvas, and in my Visualisations pane I'm going to go for a standard clustered column chart. I click this object, I move the visual up a little bit, stretch it down a little bit, and it's taking up 2/3 of the left hand side of my page. Now what I want to do is proceed to add fields to the x-axis. Now if you have intentions of drilling, you're going to need to have more than one field added because you want to drill down to various levels of detail. So for example, if I grab from my date table the year field and drop that in the x-axis, that's my top drill level. But then I want to be able to drill from year down to month, so I'm going to grab the month field and put that underneath year. I'm not seeing anything on my chart yet because I haven't added anything to the y-axis. If I wanted to add something to the y-axis just to check I was on the right track, let's go down and grab the field called net, which is your net sales. Alright, so we're seeing year and we're seeing month, and what we're seeing in the top right corner are some drill buttons. Now this button here will drill up, and that will take me up to my top level, which is years, and this button will turn on the drill down, and then this button will go down to the next level, which is my months. This button will go back up a level and I'll see my years, and this button I can then turn off the drill mode for now. We've got years, we've got month, but I want to be able to also drill down to the week number. So I'm going to add that to my x-axis and also drill down to the actual day that we ordered something. So the day of week name. Alright, so I've added 4 fields to my x-axis so that I can drill down to the year, the month, the week number, and the day of the week name. We've already got net added to our x-axis, and we could, if we wanted to, double click that and just simplify its name and call it net, which looks tidier. Now the other thing I want to do is I now want to add 3 tables, so they will explain what I'm seeing on the chart. But in fact, before I do that, let's just add data labels to this chart. I'm going to go to my format visual, and I'm going to go to my data labels and turn that on so I can actually see the value of what's on order each year. Okay, clicking away from my chart, I'm going to add a table to my report, and I'm just going to leave it at that. Now in that table I want to see country, and I want to actually see the country for the supplier, the supplier's country. So I'm going to drag country and drop that into there. Now I can resize my table and even resize the column width. I want to add another table. Click on the blank part of the report canvas, choose the table visualization, and in this table I want to see product name. So I add product name to the column. There it is there, and I can stretch that to the bottom of the report. The third table I want to add is the actual category. So I click on a blank part of the report canvas, I choose table, it puts it in the right spot, and I go for category name as a column. And so then I can resize that and the column as well to balance with what's above. There we go, and so on and so forth. Okay, so these tables are going to give me more detailed information about what I'm drilling down to. Okay, I'd also like to add a title up here, so I'm just going to go format visual. This is my chart, and I want to go to general and I want to go to title, And the title I'm going to add is not net by year, but click a column or use right click to drill through options to see what products are supplied in the specific categories and countries. And I'll press enter, and that's what appears there, and I'll make the font or the text color black so it stands out more. So I'm providing some instruction to my user to click a column or use the right click to drill through to see what products are supplied. So if I click this column, I can see in 2019, and if I click this one, I can see 2020 and 2021. All right. If I was to go to Singapore, I can see these were the amounts on order for Singapore. These are the amounts on order for the USA. And so I can use these tables as a way of drilling or filtering, I should say, the actual chart. So these are just filtering. So if I go to UK, for example, in the UK, these products are on order. And if I go to Norway, these products are on order. And if I click back on Norway, I'm no longer filtering or slicing my chart. We're yet to do the drill through, so hold on tight. Now I want to create another page, and so I'm going to duplicate this page. Right click, duplicate page, and this is my in stock drill. And I'll change my title to say in stock drill. I want to change this chart to a bar chart, clustered bar chart. Now, I don't want these fields, so I'm just going to delete them, because I want to be able to drill by something other than dates, which is the most common drill, but I need to prove that you can drill by all sorts of things. So let's say I want to be able to drill by, for example, the country. So I'm going to go down to my suppliers and grab the country and put that in the y-axis. I also want to be able to filter or drill, I should say, by category. Let's go and get the category name, add that to the Y, and also let's go and get the product name. And then in stock, units in stock, I'll add that to my x-axis. And so now I'm actually able to filter just by clicking on the table. I want to filter out Finland. So in Finland, we've got 132 units in stock. They are these 3 products. And if I go to the USA, we've got 665 units in stock, and that's these products. And I can turn off my filter. Okay, but by creating a chart that has more than one value or field on its axis, we're also able to use these drill buttons. And I'm just going to edit the text in the title, general title, and say click a bar. All right, just being pedantic. So now the drill through side of things, if I save my Power BI, whenever, in this case here, I click this button, I turn on the drill. If I then turn that on, I'm able to go down to the next level. So the level that we've got here is country. Going down to the next level take me down to the categories. Drilling down to the next level take me down to the products and how many products we've got in stock, and I can then go back up with this option here and back up with this option here. So you're able to use the drill through. If I use this button here, I can expand and go down and go down, and you can see here Germany, beverages, product, country, category, product, country, category, product. So you're getting different information here, and then I can drill back up again and back up again. So really handy drill through feature, and I'm going to show you a lot more to do with drills, but I'm just going to turn that off for now. Join me for the next video. All right, let's continue with drill through. We created a chart here in this in-stock drill page, which allows us to drill down to country, category name or product name using the drill buttons. And we've looked at that. We could even go to the on order drill. And if we went to this chart and we turned on the drill, we can now drill down from year to month and down to week and down to day of the week. And we can go back up again. We can also go down from year, if I use this option here, to the year and the month. And if I use this option here, the year, the month, and the week, and this option here, the year, the month, the week, and the day. So it gives you a little bit of a different perspective, and then go back up again. So I'm going back up to year, and I'm turning my drill mode off. Now sometimes, like drilling down by a date hierarchy, year, month, week, what have you, is quite common. But sometimes I want to create my own hierarchy that I want to be able to drill down or drill up through in a number of visuals. And so I want to show you how you create a hierarchy, and not just a date hierarchy, but any type of hierarchy. I'm going to go down to my fact table. Well, actually, I'm going to go down to my products table. It's a dim table, but it's where I've got a list of all my products. Now, each product belongs to a certain category, and each product is also supplied by a certain supplier. But I don't see that in this table. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a couple of calculated columns using DAX and using the related function. I'm going to right click on dim products and create a new column. Now what I want to do is I want to show the category that each product belongs to. So I'm going to call it category name, and I'm going to say it's equal and then related. And I want to relate to the category table and the category name, this option here. So I tab that and press enter. Now I'm just going to check that that's worked before I go any further. So while I'm sitting on the products table, I switch from the report view to the data view using that button there. And now I can clearly see that each product belongs to a particular category. Chai and Chang belong to beverages, and aniseed syrup is a condiment. So that's worked. I'm going to go back to my report view and create another calculated column. So I right click my dim products. I'm going to go for new column, and I want to call this the supplier. So supplier equals related. And I want to grab from the suppliers table the company name of the supplier. Tab that, enter. So now I'm just going to go to my data view and just check that that's all fine. And so now I can see the supplier and the category for that particular product. And I want to create a hierarchy where the supplier is the top level, followed by the category, followed by the product. And I want to be able to use that in my visuals. So I'm going back to my report view. And what I might do is just right click supplier, and I'll create a hierarchy. So this is created and added to my data model, a hierarchy called supplier hierarchy. Now I want to add to that the category. So we right click category name and we add to hierarchy supplier hierarchy. So within my supplier hierarchy, I've now added a copy of category name. I haven't lost this. And in fact, if I hit this chevron in front of supplier hierarchy, I can see supplier is part of the hierarchy, category name is part of the hierarchy. Now I also want to add product name. So I'm going to right click product name. I'm going to add it to the hierarchy, supplier hierarchy. And so now I've got three things in my supplier hierarchy. These two are calculations, hence the little symbol. This one is straight data, so it doesn't have a symbol. So three things have been added to my hierarchy, and I could continue to add more stuff. So how would we use this? Let's just make a duplicate, say, of on order. I'm going to right click and duplicate this page, and I'm going to click on this chart, and instead of having the year, month, week number, let's get rid of these. Take these off the x-axis, and instead add your supplier hierarchy to the x-axis. And what you have now is you actually have a hierarchy of the supplier, the category name, and the product name. So let's turn on the drill. Let's then drill up. And when we drill up, we're basically seeing the supplier. And we're seeing how many, or the value of what's on order. Bigfoot Breweries, for example, 24,000. But when I drill down to the next level, I can actually see the categories. And when I drill down to the next level, I can actually see the products. And so this particular product is what we've got the most on order in terms of value. I can go back up, drill back up, and if I get right to the top and then drill by this level, that's where I can see the actual supplier and the category. And if I go down again, I can see the supplier, the category, and the product. What's really handy is sometimes if you can't quite see as the case here, is to dive into what we call focus mode. And so focus mode is this button here. If I click this, it enlarges that particular visual and allows me to focus more on it. Also, I can rest on a particular bar on a chart and find out more about the supplier, the category name, the product name. So think about creating your own hierarchies of combinations of fields that you use regularly, and you may have to use the related function in DAX to create those columns first of all and bring them into that table and then be able to work with them. So yeah, and I'll go back to the report. Now practice what you've learnt, absorb what we've covered, and I'll see you in the next video.